Hi and welcome to My Market Kitchen. We're so lucky today. Forget Nigella Lawson, we have the real domestic goddess here. Kathy Tsaples, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Ben. Very good. Thank you for having me here today.
I'd say hello in Greek, but I don't know hello in Greek.
Yasu.
Yasu, that's it, Yasu.
Yasu. Tikanis.
That's thank you, right?
No, Tikanis, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, I'm good. I walk past your shop, Sweet Greek, every day. And it looks amazing.
It is, isn't it? It's amazing. Every day it's all about beautiful market produce, fresh ingredients, traditional Greek cuisine, but Mediterranean as well.
Yep.
And sometimes what we do is we like to take elements and fuse things too. So in today's day and age, and it is a multicultural society.
It is indeed.
So we like to do that.
Cool.
But
so what are we doing today then?
today we're making flourless raspberry cake. Very easy. There are only 4 or 5 ingredients. We're not using dairy in this particular cake.
Okay, so it's dairy-free and gluten-free.
Correct.
Tick,
That's
tick.
Tick, tick. You know what you can do? Well, we've got the raspberry puree here. So what I'd like to do is I like to mash it up with forks. So we puree some of it intensely, and then after that we add the bits and pieces in the chunks.
So this puree is fresh raspberries.
Feel free to use frozen raspberries. It's quite okay. There's nothing wrong with using, frozen produce. By all means, do it.
Could you make it with strawberries?
You can make this cake with strawberries. You can make it with figs. You can make it with oranges. You can make it with grapefruit. You can make it with blood oranges. You can make it with blueberries. You can make it with whatever you want.
Wow, I love that. I love a recipe that you can just take advantage of what's really sort of bountiful and cheap in the market as well.
Yeah.
So how did you get into cooking, Kathy?
Food has been through my mum. I guess, growing up in a migrant Greek household, my parents came here from Greece in the early 50s.
Yeah.
I am Australian born. So mum, of course, wanted to preserve all the culture, tradition, and growing up with mum in the kitchen was something that I absolutely loved. And so with mum, that's what I did. I grew up, but I pursued a career, a different career it was. And it wasn't until I was diagnosed with cancer, just on 10 years ago, that I decided that it was time for me, whatever time I had left, to pursue my dream. And that's my dream of presenting the Hellenic Mediterranean cuisine out there to as many people as I could.
Wow, that's amazing. And you've got a couple of books out as well.
I have. Well, so the first book, again, that's the second book.
Second one?
That's the second one. And now that's the first one. And the reason I chose to have the red eggs on the cover is because red eggs is what we dye at Easter time. And it's tradition. It represents rebirth. And for me, that was significant because for me, I felt like I had been reborn and I had been given another chance of life.
Wow, and you grabbed that opportunity.
And I grabbed it and went running with it. This is caster sugar that we've put in here at the moment.
Yep.
Here, now, we're going to the eggs. We're going to add this beautiful pureed raspberry mixture, and we have, chunks in it too. So lots of chunky, because you made sure it was chunky.
Yeah, I did the right thing.
Yeah, you did the right thing.
Well, look at the colour. It's like a red velvet.
Isn't it beautiful?
Almost.
Look at that.
And is that just almond meal?
So it's just almond meal with 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And I've also added a pinch of salt. I find a pinch of salt in all sweets helps. It kind of brings up the flavours. It just lifts it, and I think everybody. So you don't need to sift that. You don't need to do anything. It just goes in.
So it must be quite exciting work having your shop in the market and having the relationship with all the providores around here and knowing what's good and seeing it, being inspired by it.
So this is how my day starts when I want to cook a dish. I come into the market and I walk around to see, okay, what's available today, what looks delicious, what's shiny, what's fresh, what's green, bright green, any of that. And that dictates what food we're going to cook on the day. We have core dishes that we cook all the time, but the ones that we cook daily are very much inspired by what I do when I walk around the market.
Yeah, wow. I love it. I'm walking through the market. My day is similar. I walk past Damien at the mushroom stand and he'll go, hey, Bender, check out these. Just came in and they were finger lines. So we made oysters with finger lines.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
So it looks like we're almost there.
It's there. It is there at the moment. That's it. That's your mixture. And I know it looks wet, but it's going to cook in the oven low and slow for over an hour.
Oh, wow,
yeah, so it's okay. Now that was pretty easy, wasn't it?
It was. Even I could do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
You want me to pour
yes,
and
please.
you're going to scrape?
Yes, please.
You've got to leave a little bit in the bowl for me, Kathy.
Okay,
so
there you go.
we can have a little lick.
Yes, please. That's important too.
This is
isn't
what
it?
all the grandchildren do, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's got that tang, hasn't it?
We just eat that. So that goes into the oven? What
Into the
temperature?
oven, fan forced oven, 160 degrees, and it's got to bake for an hour, or at least test it in the middle to make sure that it is cooked in the
Cool.
centre.
You want me to take that
yes,
one? I'll
please.
pop that in the oven?
Yes.
Don't pick it up by the bottom because the bottom's
Yes,
good.
please. Yes, please.
Legend. Now we just wait. Got some time to kill. Kathy, you want to go grab a coffee?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So, Kathy, we've got a cake. We've finished the cake.
We
Actually,
have.
one we prepared earlier, Magic of Television.
Magic of television.
So I'll grab that.
Yes.
Absolutely divine. Look at that.
Yeah,
Beautiful
perfect.
colour.
Comes up nice and straight. The colour. Now, the Greeks have a saying that says you eat with your eyes first. So we can't present a cake like this, can we?
No.
We have to decorate it.
Yes.
So now we're going to decorate it. We've made a mixture here of icing sugar, which is here, and a couple of teaspoons of lemon juice. So, like, you look at it and you add it bit by bit by bit until you get this consistency. So I start off by doing it this way. I like to control it like this. So start off with a little bit.
And it'll find its kind of natural
Correct.
way out, won't it?
Yes, and you just start in the middle, work your way in the middle. You want to be able to be drawn to this first of all by the way it looks, and then you cut into it, and then it you know, you think, oh my God, I'm in heaven. And we're going to just pile them on top. We don't want it to be perfect. It's really important. It's all about, you know, rustic.
I love the way people say we don't want it to be perfect, but it will look perfect.
It would look even better than perfect when you're finished.
Look how good these raspberries are. I mean, it's astounding actually the quality of the fruit and vegetable in here.
Absolutely. That's the whole idea of shopping here. And this is the reason I chose to start my business here at the market.
It is a foodie mecca, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
There are some wonderful markets around Australia, in fact. Just farmers markets are great to get around and to look at what's growing seasonally, the quality.
A wonderful way to spend a day.
Wow.
Now-
that one's falling off. I must have to eat
That's
it.
okay. But we have little spots here. It doesn't matter if the raspberries fall off. Now we have little spots, and of course now the rose petals, we haven't finished. The rose petals are going to go in those little gaps.
Fill in the gaps. It's a piece of art.
Yes, because what we said, you eat with your eyes first. And last but definitely not least, we have our pistachios, and that's going to end and give us that little bit of green amongst the red.
That is divine.
If you want to take it that one step further, you can also have one of these little small strainers, little bit of icing sugar, and just go just gently onto the raspberries.
Yeah. It'd be rude to even cut into this. It's so delicious.
No, Ben, it's rude not to eat something that someone's cooked. So
Well, I'm
there
not
you
going
go.
to share it, Kathy. So
Oh, there you go.
thank you very much, Kathy. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. It's been a joy, and I'm really looking forward to tasting this cake.
Thank you for having me, Ben. It's been an honour being here. So I'm ready to serve. I will cut a piece of cake for you.
Just a small piece, please.
Small, really.
No.
When you're Greek, you don't give small pieces. It's all about feeding
Yes,
and eating.
exactly. I know. Are you doing this slowly to make me suffer?
There's the cake. Look at that.
That looks
I'm doing
delish.
it slowly so that you can get lots of raspberries.
Wow, look at that. The colour is just amazing.
Isn't that beautiful?
And the aroma.
You've
Here
got
we
to
go.
try some. Do that.
That was awesome. That is so delicious.
Good.
So moist.
It is. That's the whole idea. Nice moist cake with flavour, easy to make, and that's what's wonderful. You can substitute any fruit. I've worked hard to get the volumes, you know, the amount, the quantities.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can substitute any fruit.
We don't need the proof that yayas, grandmas, nonnas around the world are the best cooks. But here it is. And Kathy is living proof.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you very much.